Okay, welcome everyone. My name is Ploy Wongtalakwan. If you are the family face, you probably have seen me before. I'm the marketing manager at Hyperflex, and I'll be your host for today. So at Hyperflex, we host a session like this every month. So please stay tuned for our next upcoming topics. If you have any idea for our next topic, feel free to let us know. So today we're gonna talk about AIs, as you guys know the topic. So anybody here, I'm gonna shift the question a little bit. I know that in the past 2 3 years, people just keep talking about AIs. You need to use AIs, but today, anybody in this room not using AIs, I would be surprised to see anything. Okay, so today we're gonna dive deep into the AI assistant in Elastic. So Elastic have launched the Elastic Agent Builder, which is the AI assistant tools. And today we have Parivesh with us. He will be demonstrating and also sharing some insights about the tools, how you built one, and how to implement it in your Elastic clusters. All right. So before we get started, let's jump into. So, for any of folks that might be new to Hyperflex, I would like to take some minutes sharing a quick bit of our backgrounds. We were founded by passionate elasticians and elastic engineers, and today we have a great numbers of certified engineers in-house. So essentially, we provide end-to-end observabilities and search consulting. Yeah, whether you need seamless migration services, managing services, we have got you covered. We also have some cool tools to share about the seamless upgrades for the Elastic on-prem upgrades, as well as the tools for Splunk to Elastic migration tools. So stay tuned for that. I will cover that in a second. Quick question in terms of like why people would like to work with us. We are specialized in the fields. We have a numbers of engineers that work in the real enterprise, great numbers of nodes with Fortune 500 clients. And you can see that we help a lot of companies save a lot in only a really short timelines. So that's pretty much in the short term means we are the expert in the industries. We are operating from New York, USA, and we also operating from some of our team in Pune, India as well. So yeah, with this, we can make sure that we covers all the needs of our clients around the globe. Okay, and now this is an exciting tool that I just mentioning before. So this is originated by our talented engineers. We built our own tools called Splunk to Elastic Migrators. It features automated fields mapping that convert thousands of fields in just minutes, automatically translates Splunk queries to Elastic query language, and migrate your alerts with almost zero manual setups. So if you are currently using Splunk and considering to migrate to Elastic, this tool is a great place for you to get in touch with. And another exciting tool that I really proudly representing. So this is the cool tools that if you work for Elastic, working around Elastic ecosystem, you would know that the upgrades comes in every 3 months, 6 months. And upgrading, if you have a lot of cluster or nodes, is not a fun task. So that's why we're developing the seamless upgrades that help you automate manual setup that you have to do. This will make your upgrades effortless, a lot easier, more convenient. We help you with the pre-check, make sure that your cluster is ready for the upgrades. And the upgrades action just take only one click. You click one time, you go to get coffee, you come back, your cluster should be ready for you. And that definitely covers support 5 to 5,000 nodes across on-prem and hybrids ecosystem. So now I'm going to introduce our speaker. Yeah, today we are really honored to have Parivesh Shinde. He is our senior technical engineers he have worked with a lot of clients for Elastic, and today he's gonna demonstrate how we build the AI assistants with Elastic Agent Builders. Okay, Parivesh, I'll leave the mic to you.
Thank you for Ploy for the introduction, and I welcome all our guests. I am Parivesh Shinde. As Ploy introduced me, I am senior technical engineer at Hyperflex. I am working with Elastic for almost 5 years now in the domains of observability and search. And today I'm really excited to showcase some of the capabilities of Elastic. Uh, why I use the word some? Because the agent builder and workflows has the whole another level of use cases that can be covered and built using that, but we'll be covering some of them. I'll be showcasing you how you can start with your agent builder, and then yeah, sky is the limit when you start approaching that. So yeah, let's really excited to have you all, and let's jump right into the session. So yeah, let's first cover the agenda. So the agenda for today's session will be I know the topic is about agent builders, but we got to understand what these agent builders are helping us, and especially in the observability domain. And in order to get the clear picture, we need to understand what the current setup of observability look like. So we will be going through what is observability, traditional observability. We are calling it traditional observability now, but in the real world scenario, it's the current setup of observability. But with we knew all this future enhancement coming on, we are calling it traditional observability now. Then we'll be see that what's the difference between the traditional and the future observability. What are the future observability setups look like? We'll be talking about these agent builders and workflows in these setups. Then we'll cover workflows and agent builder in a short way. And then in the demo, I'll be showing you these agents, there will be one agent that I have created to demo the observability purpose. We'll be interacting with AWS data, especially for the cost management of your AWS account. And then I'll showcase you how I'll walk you through whole process of creating this agent and workflow. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, let's just dive into the first slide. So, which is what is observability? I know you have signed up for this session, so you are interested in observability, and I hope you already know about observability. So, I'm not going to stretch a lot on this, but so just go with the definition. We all know that observability is just the ability to understand your system better. How do we do that? We collect some outputs, some data that our system produces, which is logs, matrices, and traces, and based on these data we do some analysis, and uh, we investigate if there is any incident happen, or maybe we try to understand our system and see where are the bottlenecks and how we can optimize our system better. So the observability helps team to answer some questions like where is the possibility of improvement, or god forbid, if there is an outage or incident, this data becomes very useful, or you can say this is the only way right now to come up with these root cause. Okay, what actually causes this incident? So this is why your observability matters a lot, right? Because we all know that systems are becoming complex day by day. So, we have seen microservice architectures are the norm right now. It's not the question about monolithic versus microservices. I think majority of system out there are microservice now, and the system are distributed. Also, with the enhancement that is going on with AI, the systems are becoming more and more complex day by day. And it's the data that systems are produces are huge. So if you ever go into search that, it will be just fun search. If you search that, uh, the amount of data or logs and matrices that was produced in, like 10 years later, and if you compare it to now, it's pretty huge difference, because our system is producing so much data right now, and it's essential to understand this data and observe your system to, as I said, to fight against any incident, to mitigate any incident, as well as to prevent any incident or outage in your system, and to optimize your systems, right? So it actually answers this questions like what should we do next, right? It's not like just okay, we have built some system and it's okay, and now we need to just keep it alive. There's always a room for improvement, and by observing our system, we get those areas where there's a possibility of improvements. So, this is very important. We need to understand the current setup of observability, which we are calling it traditional observability now. So, the typical setup look like, first you have any ingestions. You have your agents. In Elastic there are Elastic agents or beats, right? But if you're coming up on from a different observability tool, there'll be something for data shipping, so which will collect your data and ship it to your storage for your logs, matrices, and your telemetry data. In Elastic, we have Elastic Agent and Beats. Then we store our data into Elasticsearch clusters. and in some indices. Then this is the part actually. So what we do right now, we create some dashboards on top of this data so that it will be easier for our stakeholders and non-engineering people, also for the engineers, because we don't want to go every time search for some queries and look for the results. Visualizations and dashboards are the more convenient way to see what's going on with our system. So we create some dashboards on top of the data. Then with there are some alerts that we create. Some are the standard alerts, for the resource utilization, maybe a CPU hike or your memory hike, or maybe if you have been attacked, security alerts, maybe so many failed logins, someone tries to inject SQL or something like that. So you have the standard alerts, and there are some custom alerts that you build by analyzing your system and by understanding how your system performs, and based on that there should be some niche custom alerts that is differ by system to system or industry to industry. And then the engineers investigated the data manually. So all whatever I have just talked about, which is like dashboards, alerts, and investigation, this is all done manually right now in our current setup of observability. And so the main outcome for this current setup is that it is very good in terms of visibility, but the action still depends largely on the humans, right? The typical workflow for an observability, as we just discussed, there will be uh, maybe a dashboard shows you some abnormal behavior or an alert fires. Then you go an engineer, maybe or someone from your incident team, or maybe you have a dedicated monitoring team. So the engineers will go, they will see, okay, what's going on. Then they will try to correlate your data, which is your logs, matrices, and traces, and then they will identify, okay, they'll likely find the issue, and then they will do some steps to mitigate or eradicate that thing, try to fix what causes this issue, and then the remediation will be done. But this is all will be a manual approach. This will take time, because for a there's a gap, I think, for a particular human to correlate for the correlation, right? So this is working. So right now the setup is working fine, and we are not saying that this is a bad setup. It's been very useful. It proves the capability, but the challenges, or not the challenges, we would like to call it the gaps, and the as I said, there are always a area for improvement. So these are the areas where we can improve the current system any like more. And that things are right now we there are multiple manual setups, we can automate it, right? And the context switching, because when you're trying to correlate logs and everything, you need to switch context a lot, because may you say you are going through the logs and you need to correlate it your metrics and everything. So it takes so many context switching, and there is a possibility of human error at that time, or maybe you will overlook some of the important things that were of that can help you to find the root cause quickly, or maybe to support your findings as a proof. So again, this is not a bad system, but there is a improvement possibilities here. So that is why we are calling it the limitations. Limitations is a harsh word. As I said, observability setups are great today, but there's always a room for improvement. So now, first, the traditional observability systems are very strong. Yes, in terms of visibility, they are very strong, because if you see, let's talk about Elastic. We cover a lot of out of the box integrations, as well as packages in metric beat or beats that will give you the vast coverage of your data collection, be it logs, be it your metrics, or be your traces. Also, we support open telemetry, so you can capture almost everything with what is going on with your system. So it is very strong in terms of visibility and collection, and that is why it is the base for the enhancement that we'll be going to see. So this agent builders or workflow setup that we'll be seeing, or your AI agents and everything, will work on this data, and the data setup will be the same, because it's very robust, it's very strong. Where it's weak right now, the current traditional, the system, or we can call it traditional system, whatever you like. I would like to call it traditional observability systems. So this is like, once you have your data, everything is kind of human dependent. You need to guide your decision making. You need to uh, you often, so I will like to share one story with you. It will be fun to hear. So and the gap is because like the system and data is so big right now that we are just trying to avoid any incident, and we are just trying to keep everything running on, and we are losing the opportunity of optimizing our system more, just because we are dealing with a lot of just to keep our system alive. And to share one story, I was talking to recently one of my client, and they were having, it's kind of a, so their system having a search latency of 1 second. So which means if a user goes to their platform and search for something, to serve their user, the system will take 1 second round trip, which is from right from the client to all the system and serving the response to that. So it's 1 second latency, and they are fine with it. We were like trying to pitch them, okay, you can improve it better. It's 1 second is actually a higher latency. You will go to millisecond latency, but they were okay with it just because it's not breaking anything. And that's what this gap is, because if we are so busy in keeping our system alive that we are overlooking the possibilities of uh, optimization. And this future observability will actually help us to look at those. How? It's because in traditional observability right now, the main interfaces are dashboards, you know, and but in the future one, it's natural language. So it will be like I will be communicating to one of my agents. Yes, it is possible that you won't need to create your dashboards manually now. You can ask an agent to create it, provided that the agent has the enough skills and enough instructions that it can work like us like smoothly. And I will show you the importance of skills and these instructions while we'll be doing the demo. But yeah, you will be not interacting with any dashboards, and you will not going to discover and write some KQL or ESQL queries to see or interact with your data. You will be interacting in your natural language, which is more intuitive and more faster way, for an engineer. You will not going to manually investigate anything. You will have this assistant, which is agents. You will, for one time, you will give them these instructions. You will create them. They will have all the context, and then you will just interact with those agents. They will act as your assistant, and they will go and find the correlation in your data. So again, this will be way faster than you going on hopping on from dashboard to dashboards, looking at logs, matrices, trying to correlate and find the issue. These agents have more computational power. They are speed up, they are really fast, and they are really smart. And you can provide all your knowledge to them one time, and they will work like your little version, or you can say your assistant. Again, in your current setup, when you find the issue, the run books or the whatever step that you will be doing for getting rid of that issue is a separate thing. With the current future enhancement and with the introduction of workflows, you can execute them into the same Elasticsearch platform. So we'll be seeing it. And again, this is the same point that actual actions happen outside the platform. It's the same. And these operations are mostly reactive, and it's more of a guide. So uh, you can say it will be automated in a way that you won't be like reacting on your incident. It can uh, find that okay, the anomaly, and it can be triggered. So it will be faster, and it will be automated. So by the time you can understand in that way, that by the time you will be getting notified in the current setup, and then you will start figuring out by the time 30% of work has already been done in the future observability. Okay, so what changes in this future model? Again, as I said, the data collection, everything will be same. We'll be utilizing the same agents, we'll be utilizing the same bits to get the data. What changes is that we will be doing more of a conversational investigation with its agent. So instead of I will be going there and discover and try to filter some of the logs, I'll just go and ask my agent, hey, there's this alert that I get, can you go ahead and see what's going on with our system? And I can provide some instruction. Okay, try to see if there is an if there, like, maybe let's say I'm working on a security incident. I'll say, okay, can you find and just go ahead and see if there are some IPs that are trying to log in on a regular basis, or maybe some failure logins or something like that. It will be in a natural language, and you'll be getting the same insight, same data that you will be getting just by writing some complex queries. And you need to write the query once. Let me repeat that, when you are creating the agents for the first time. And then so yeah, this mind shift of mindset will be from showing the data to just like go, okay, I will give you the context, go try to understand what's going on and help me to act on it, right? So this is the shift of mindset. It's just an enhancement on top of what we have currently. So the setup look like for the future observability architecture, and the setup looks like this. The telemetry collection of data, same what we are doing right now, we'll be using the same collection. There's no changes there. The data will be stored again in Elasticsearch. There's no change. What changes is that the tool-based investigation live state. So this will be, we'll be creating some tools. Elastic Agent right now supports the tool support for ESQL and workflows, so and MCP actually. So but ESQL will be the main one. So if you want to investigate the data that is residing in your Elasticsearch cluster, we'll be creating some ESQL tools with some queries that these agents will use every time based on the your instruction and based on the reasoning of the underlying LLM model, that which tool they need to use, and they will be using this every time you will try to conversation with them and having the conversation investigation. Then again, it will provide you the conversation interface. So there are no dashboards, not no dashboards, but it won't be your main interface. You just need to go ahead and talk to your assistant and work. It will be a fun way. Workflow, execute your actions. So this is why once you figure out, okay, this is the problem, you don't need to go ahead and do your remediation steps manually. You can create pre configured some workflows, and you just need to point your agent to that workflow, and this will be triggered, and it will be also automated. So you can work on a lot of things now. You just need to uh, you don't need to worry about the context. Your agent is taking care of this. You just need to work with this assistant, or you can call it agents. You can we call it agents, and you can call it assistants, and you just to work with them, and they will take care. They will do the heavy lifting. You just need to guide them. So that this is what we are heading towards. That this will be the future of observability. Not, I mean, not just the observability. It will be the future of any stream and domain that you can think of. So enough of the theory, enough of what are we doing right now, what can be possible. Let's jump right into the topic. So what are these workflows? So there will be one question to the audience. How many of you are familiar with tools like GitHub Actions? If you remember the so people who have worked with GitHub Actions and who have not, let me just, so GitHub Actions are introduced by GitHub as the primary tool to automate things inside GitHub, and later on it developed as a whole CI/CD tools. So these tools, the workflows, and it's very similar to the earlier version of GitHub Actions, which are, this workflows helps you to automate your work inside your Elasticsearch, right? So you can define the triggers in your workflows, that when it should be triggered. It could be manual, it could be if an alert fire, this kind of alerts triggered, okay, trigger this workflow for the remediations, and it follows the same YAML uh, structure or YAML syntax that any CI/CD tools out there follow. So you can define your steps, you can define the triggers in your steps, you can define it conditionally. They don't run the steps every time. If this condition match, run it, then it produces some output. And the very uh, good, and it's my favorite feature, is that these workflows are capable of calling the other workflows. So you can actually go very deeper in the workflow chain and just come out and, okay, see, everything is done. So it's up to your creativity. It's up to your we can say engineering mind capabilities, that how deeper you want to go. But you can do a lot. Endless possibilities is there. You can do a lot. And the guys who are familiar with GitHub Actions and CI/CD tools knows what I'm talking about. But this works. So yeah, if you just know what this what CI/CD tools and GitHub Actions looks like, you are very You will be very excited to hear that the Elastic is now has something similar to this. This is just only for Elastic. It's not like a CI/CD tool, but it's for Elastic. So you can automate almost everything that you can perform on Elastic. Be considering you will give the enough permissions to your workflows. And we'll be seeing this workflows in action. But why we are talking about workflows right now is because so your workflow and agent builder go hand to hand. So your agents will use this workflows as a tool to perform some actions against your yeah, Elasticsearch cluster, just like, maybe deleting, or maybe some major is like will be you can transform your data, you can create one user, you can do almost everything. We'll see, it has a lot of, you can notify a person, you can automate the notifying people to your Slack and email, you can filter it out based on. So right now you can use this AI reasoning to filter it, okay, whom I need to notify. So you can, as I said, there's a lot of possibilities in terms of use cases to use this. It's up to your creativity. But yeah, and fun fact is you can, in your workflow stages, you can also use an agent builder, your agent. So it's like it's a vice versa situation. Your agent can use workflows, your workflows can use your agent. So don't do it like a cycle thing. But and workflows are actually a topic in its own. It's a very big topic. We can have a different session on this, but right now, just be try to think of this as a steps, predefined steps, with some actions included, so that your agents can use this and to perform some actions on your Elasticsearch. Why workflow matters, as I said, actions are repeatable, so you can just create your workflows one time. It's like just okay, not every time you need to go ahead and create a user. You can use your workflow, create user workflow, and just every time just trigger it, and it will be doing all the work. So, and multi-step operations, validation can be enforced, and yeah, this is a human in loop kind of runs. So you can actually stop your workflows at particular step, and it won't be continuing its run until unless someone go ahead and approve it. In CI/CD and DevOps, this is often referred as the approval gate. So yeah, we can use this here as well. And yeah, actual hero of this session, agent builders. So, and why actually I bored you a lot till this time, because the definition for agent builders are pretty simple. It is a feature that allows you to create agents in your Elasticsearch, right? But what we have discussed is because we will try to see that how these agents that we'll be creating can beneficial in terms of observability. So agents, in agent builder, you will first create your agents, then you will create the tools that your agents can use. If you want to, your agents to talk to some other agents, which will be, exposed using some MCP servers. Everything that is, like the steps that needs to be creating an agent will be doing inside agent builders, and the outcome of a agent builder will be an agent that you can utilize as your assistant to work on your behalf or assist you in terms of observability. In terms of observability, the first use case, and I think the major use case, will be the investigation part. So because it's kind of a repetitive approach, when you see a hike, you will try to, there are some predefined frameworks that you will be using, in terms of security as well. We try to find a specific information and try to correlate those information together to see if we can find the root cause of this. So actually these repetitive tasks can be automated using this agent and the workflows that we have just discussed. So you can, let's say, to give you an example, let's say if I am seeing a hike in my Elasticsearch cluster in terms of memory or CPU, I will say the usage. I'll go to usage. In terms of memory, I will see, okay, there are some tasks that are being stuck for a longer time that is consuming this memory, or maybe there is some open search context. So I know, so I have all the list of, okay, whenever I will go and try to investigate something, I have a list of things that I will be doing, and this works for me every time. So I will go and try to see one of them will causing this issue until unless it will be some newer problems that will be seen. But in the majority of time, you will have every one of us has this investigation list. We'll try to. So what we need to do, we need to pick one list, one item from our list. Okay, you will be seeing for slow queries or maybe open search context, and try to feed this as a tool for our agent. And you will be, you know, you will be giving maybe like 1 day or something like that. It depends on how complex your queries are, but you will be doing it for once, and for the future time coming on, your assistant will be using it. So you will be doing it only once. Right now, you need to do it every time. Now you will be doing it only once, and then your agents will do every time for you. So, agent builders are used to create assistant. As I said, they enable natural language interactions. These are the ones. So, I think to pitch you the agent builders, it will be the similar thing that has been done with the introduction of Google Gemini or ChatGPT. So, to share you my opinion, like 3 years back, if I need to go and try to find a product for me or thing, I'm just trying to look for a good shoes. I will go to Google, search for it, what's in trend, is there any new model coming in the market from my brand which I like, right? I'm not going to share that, but these are the things we'll be doing on the search engine right now. For me, maybe I am very AI savvy, but I'm not using the typical Google Chrome anymore. What I do, I go to Google Gemini, ask for whatever I want. I just give the prompt, and in the later part, I'll just ask for the product links, and then I go to the sites from maybe like Amazon and everything to directly. So this is the shift that we have been seeing in the day-to-day life, and this is the same shift that we are projecting in terms of our work as well. So we'll be not be going on to dashboards now. We'll be interacting with our agents in the same thing, and then we'll asking, okay, once you have figured out for me based on my guidance, now point me to the right thing, and then you'll avoid all the searching and everything, right? So this is how we are projecting it. Uh, why agent builder matters, I think we have repeated it so many times, but again, just to go ahead for no dashboards, no every time writing queries, no interpretation of the chart. Just ask the question in your natural language. Assistant will investigate it. It will come up with some findings. If you're happy with it, okay. If you're not, just give some other instruction, and then again it will go and do the work for you. And in the meantime, maybe you can enjoy some cup of a coffee, or maybe you can work on the other tickets that you have based on your workload. Right. So yeah, I think we are in the half time right now. We'll be starting the demo part after this. So at this point, if you someone has any question, please feel free to drop it in the chat, and I think it will be answered by my team, and we'll be picking one or two this time, and later in the Q&A section as well.
Yeah, I like the fact that the is assistance so involves like human into it. So, in the end, like AIs can make mistakes. And I like the fact that we're still get involved in this AI workflow.
Yeah, human approval. I think human in the loop is I think the necessary thing. You cannot just leave your agent to
Yeah.
okay, just go ahead and do whatever you want. It's always a good practice to keep it, and I think it's a good thing that they have introduced it right from the batch one, because I think just to share, because I have this working experience with GitHub Action, so it was not the approval gates were not possible in the earlier version. We need to use some third party tools to have this approval gates, but yeah, happy to see the approval gates right from the first version of workflows.
Yeah, you can see that there have been really a lot of thoughts put into it. Okay, so if there is no question in the meantime, I think we can jump into the demos.
All right, so for the demo, let me stop sharing my screen. All right, hope you all can see the Kibana interface on our screen. So to walk you through to the setup, I will first go to, and this will be the same step that we do in our current or traditional observability setup, whatever you would like to call. So first of all, and I have actually already prepared it to save some time because this creation time will take a lot of time, and I don't want to see, to all you to just sit there and see some progression bars and going on that, okay, now the agent is creating or maybe the agent is deploying on the machine. So I have pre-configured everything, but I will walk you through the whole process. So first I created this Elastic agent. I deployed this Elastic agent on one of my EC2 instances so let me just with this AWS integration. So this AWS integration is actually collecting my EBS and my EC2 metrics. You can collect the whole lot of thing, EC2 RDS, any CloudWatch group if you want to monitor. This supports all, but just for the demo, I kept this EBS and EC2 metrics. So what it's doing, this agent is doing is actually it's fetching all the EC2 and EBS metrics in my AWS account and delivering it to Elastic Search. And you can see it here. So we have the data in these two data streams. And yeah, so till now it's all like the traditional setup if we are doing the traditional. And so yeah, now for the demo, we have some hypothetical situation that I have got an alert on my pager duty Slack or Teams, whatever you use, just to try to imagine that my the cost of our AWS account is shooting up, and we need to lower it down because it's against our SLA, right? So if I will be the let's say there's no AI assistant and everything, and what I will do, then I will go ahead and gonna see the logs, right? So maybe I used to come here in the EC2 metrics and see if we have so this, then I will try something like you know CPU utilization or some host usage, or maybe it's ideal or something like that. I will write a lot of KQL queries or ESQL if you are fan of that. So but the point is, this will be my interactive, or you can say this will be my go-to place. Try to correlate my logs with area matrices to everything and see if there is some things or some EC2 instance or some EBS that are not used and that we can get rid of, just to lower the cost, right? Because I'm getting this regular alerts about the cost being shoot. So this is what, but what change is that so I'll show you the agent first, and then I will walk you through the whole process that how I have created it. So this is the agent that I have created. This is called Hyperflex Cloud-based Remediation Assistant. This is just for demo. And just to give the disclaimer, it is way oversimplified version of an agent right now. But and it is very simple task that we're gonna ask this agent to do, but you can go to any level of complexity. But for the simplicity of the understanding and for the short time that we have for this demo, I keep it very simple. But let's say we first try to ask him to introduce himself. So we'll say, hey, can you, oops, my bad. Can you introduce yourself to our audience? So instead of me telling you what it can do, he will tell you that
You
what it can
treat
do.
your AI really nicely.
So right now it's like planning some steps. It's doing the reasoning that it needs to do, and then it come with the response. Okay, hey there, I am the Hyperflex Cloud-based Remediation Assist. Then powered by Elastic, what I do, this is what we are interested in. So I help you to identify and safely clean up the AWS Cloud West, which is like our waste ideal EC2 instances, or maybe some detached or stale EBS volumes. So we can get rid of this. And what it can act upon is that it can stop and instead it can snapshot and delete an EBS volumes. And this is what the guardrails that I have given it. So it before acting on it, it will always confirm. It will perform a dry run first, and then it will perform the actual deletion, and production is protected. So it will never go and act on anything that is has the tag production. So this is the guardrails just to showcase, okay, you can build this agents or assistants based on some guardrails, and it will never go beyond that limit. So it will always respect the boundaries that you have set for it. And if you can see here, this is the, and so this the agent is using, so every agent needs some LLM model underlying to for its reasoning, to understand your natural language queries, as well as to based on your query, your instructions that we will be giving to the agent, as well as the availability of tools, and it will do some reasoning to pick one tool and perform some actions. So by default you will be getting this Claude Sonnet with if you are on ECH, which is Elastic Cloud Hosted or Elastic Serverless. But if you are on ECK or your self-managed Elastic uh, deployments, you will have to configure this using some inference endpoint. So you need to first configure your inference endpoint to have some models, and then you can use those models with your agents. But in cloud hosted and serverless, it comes out of the box. So now I will just, so not just like I will not going to see, go and discover and try to see if we have something that we can delete. I can just quickly ask, hey, not every time, hey, because I have got this alert about uh, cost in my AWS account. Can you see if there are any idle EC2 or EBS here that we can get rid of to lower cost? Anything, just whatever you feel, just shoot it to your assistant. It's your assistant, by the way, so you can ask it for everything. And it will go and you can see the reasoning that it will see. So right now, if you see, it calls one tool which is find ideal EC2 candidate, which I have created, and it has this query. So I have created the query like one time, and every time I ask, and if the reasoning feels like okay, we need to use this tool or we need this query, it will go ahead and fire this query for you. Then this query results some results for to our agent, and then it calls another one. So it calls one for EC2, one for EBS. It has its result, it has done the reasoning, and it comes with the output. So it is showing us, okay, we have this two ideal EC2 instance that we can get rid of. Right now, this is the legacy batch server, this Hyperflex demo control plane, and now this is the actual thing that why human is responsible. So these two things do not have production tag on it, right? It has the tag demo, which I have deliberately put to give you this context. Now, this is the control plane on which my Elastic agent is running for feeding the data into Elasticsearch. So if I get rid of it, my whole observability setup will be crash. So this is why it is showing you the information. Now you will be the one taking decision, okay, which of this I need to keep, which of this I need to delete. I am not going to delete this one, but I can delete this instance. Again, it comes up with, okay, there is an orphan data volume. The name is very intuitive. It's not attached to any EC2, as you see, no attachment count. So you can also delete this one. So these AWS objects we can delete, so we can at least some lower our cost. By in reality, it's not costing me anything. It's in the free tier, but just think of this as a very large server which is costing you some dollars. So and it also come up with a recommendation plan that, okay, I would highly recommend you to remove the legacy batch servers, medium for data, and please review this one, right? So it has the guardrail which I put in the instruction. But right now, let me just ask him, can you stop the instance? Let me copy the ID here. Again, now it will think of the tool it needs to perform this action. Right. So what it did, it go and done the dry run that okay, it can delete it. Dry run result is that it was it actually didn't stop it. It was a dry run that okay, I can do this. It can fetch all the state and everything, and it is confirming okay, I can actually stop this instance. So do you want me to stop? This is all the part of the guardrails that I have provided this agent. And he said just say yes, go ahead and I will stop it. So I will just say okay, just go ahead. And this is gonna actually going to stop it. Okay, so it has successfully confirmed that it has stopped the instance. And maybe let me see if I have my AWS account logged in, so I can just quickly show you that yes, it has actually stopped our instance. Okay, so yeah, let me bring it to this window. Yeah, so this is my AWS account, and if see in the running, it's not. So I could have find my legacy batch server and it is stopped. So our agent has done the work it is asked for. So yeah, this was the bit like just to give you a sort of flavor that okay what you can achieve. But again, the possibilities are endless. But now enough of what we can like the pre-configured how you actually create this agent because this is the main part, right? So for this, first of all, you need to be on an appropriate version. The suggested version is actually the latest one because a lot of bugs and some new features has been the bugs has been fixed and the new features has been added. So I would highly recommend you if you are not starting with your agent builders and workflows, try to first upgrade to 9.4.2 and then start with it. So if you want to create some agent, and this is by the way actually the Elasticsearch view of your if you are in the observability view or maybe in the security view, you just change it view or anyway, if you can just go ahead and try type agents here, it will point to the same thing. So whatever, but I prefer this view because it has all the tools related for the search right away. So you just going to need to go to the agents. I have already created this one, but for you it will be different view. It will ask for just here to create one agent, but for this I need to go to manage component. So you can see we can add agents, we can add skills, we can add tools. So let's talk about skills and tools first, and then we'll talk about the agents. So your tools is actually, if you remember in the reasoning, it was listed that it was using some find ideal EC2 instance tools, right? So this is, you just need to go ahead and create a tool. But then you need to select the category which type of tools you want to use. So this one is index search. If you want something to be searched on your index, so you need to go index pattern, then workflows if you want to use workflows as as a tool, and MCP, right? So ESQL, let's take an example of ESQL, then you need to write the ESQL queries here, for example, from something, and let's say um, let's list everything, right? Something like this. So you just leave because we are almost out of the time, so let's not waste time here. You all know how to use ESQL query. If not, just refer the documentation to write the ESQL queries. Then here you need to give the parameter if you want these queries to be parameterized, like if you want your index name and everything, or maybe just like to give you an example, the instance ID that I have used was parameterized. So you can add some parameters, add the name of it, like instance ID, description, and the type. Type would be the data type. It will be in your data. So it could be keyword, it could be integer like this. So you need to use that. And then again, you need the details. The details is like the name of the ID and the name of the tool and your description. This description is just for you. It's not only just for you, it's for your agent as well. So try to be very descriptive when you want to use this tool. This tool is for this specific purpose, so that it will be easier for your agent to understand, okay, when to pick this tool or not. And then you can just attach some labels on this. So this way you create the tool. Then skills. There's a lot of talk out there about the agent skills. So when you can either import one, right? And we have some pre-configured skills, and the important one are this Elasticsearch onboarding, observability investigation. So this is a very useful for us, we because we are talking about observability investigation. So you can use this skills. This has all the, if you can see that this is the description, this is all the instructions for your agent. Okay, if you are investigating something about your observability, use this. And just to keep this as a reference, you can use your own, create your own skills. So if you go again and try to create some skills, you need to give ID, name, description. Again, it is for your agent as well, so be very thorough when you are giving the descriptions. And instructions will be the main file. And if you are using skills with Claude and everything, the .md file that we use for skills, you can just paste the content for this here as well. And if you want, you can add the file, again, the MD markdown files and the tool the skills should use. So your tools can be associated when one of your skills, and when your agent will pick your skills, it will use this tool. So it's kind of a relation. But again, you can use this anything you want if you want, and you can create as many as tool and attach it to Elastic, your agent builder agents. There's no limit on this. And finally, once you have everything, you will go and you will click new agent. For me, I will walk you through my agent because it will have the same fields, but you will also see what you need to put on there. So for here, your ID would be your name, which is appearing on here. Then this is the main, not even it's the major building block of your agent is your custom, the instruction. So you need to be very thorough, okay, what you want. So as I said, you are the cloud remediation assistant. Your purpose is to identify AWS waste, then scope. You will only work with AWS and EBS, EC2 and EBS. Don't go anything more than that. Do not use RDS and any other AWS service. So I was being very instructive here so that I can guardrail this agent. I can fix the scope. I can fix the boundary for this, and use ESQL tool for this, so as you can be very descriptive, and based on this, your agent will work on. So believe me, you won't be like able to find the first and most optimal instruction for the first time. So it will take some iteration. Please use some AI as well, which is out there, because it can be helpful, very helpful to, come up with this instruction. So, but yeah, you need to be very thorough when you are talking about instruction. Then it's like, if you can toggle it on, will you build in additional tools and skills, whatever we are seeing that managed. If I just go ahead and toggle this on, it will use all the capabilities and pre-config, like the out of the box capabilities, skills and tools. But I don't want that, so I just toggled it off. Uh, Label, if you want to label it in organizations, right? So it's okay. Visibility public, I want to, like, it's for the same, if anyone can view and edit it, right? If you want, it's just part of a security airbag. So but the main thing is this custom integration. And then if you go here, it will just for the presentation. So this is for the custom integration in your agent. Well, you're defining your agent. This name and everything is good, but the custom instruction is what you should be more focused on, and you should be taking it should like you'll be spending very much of your the 70% of your time when you're creating this agent only for this instruction. Then there is our tools, right? So whatever tools you have created here, it will be appearing here. You can just select whatever tools you want it to use. So I come go with some of the search tools as well as just for these tools that I have customly created for this demo. So this, and you can see if you this find EC2 and everything, it should. Okay, it's only appearing for this, but if I need to give you, so some of these are from the ESQL, and these are one the validated EBS and everything is for the workflows. And this stop EC2 instance is actually a workflow tool, which I use to, which can be, allow this agent to go call an API to actually stop my AWS instance because it's out of Elastic, but yes, you can do it using workflows. So once you have defined your instructions, your metadata for your agent, you have attached your tools, you have attached your skills, you just need to go ahead and click on create agent and you will be getting this kind of UI or uh, use this kind of tool to work with, So yeah, and quickly let's jump on to workflows. So these are these top EC2 instance workflows, and this is what I was talking about. This is the YAML instruction, like you can say syntax, or it has these step-by-step instructions that every time it will be followed once you trigger it. So you will give the metadata like name, description. Trigger is actually so it will be manual, but you can have other types as well. So it has the types available right now is manual. It could be triggered by an alert. It can be triggered by agent. Again, if you attach it with agent, it can be triggered, but you can have a workflow specifically for the agent. If I give the triggers to specifically alerts or agent, I won't be able to trigger it manually. So again, the DevOps folks will know, but you can get the whole details on the documentation. But this is the main thing. This input, as I said, this needs the if my workflow needs the input in my when I will be creating the tool, I will also need to give the parameters there as well. And the step was very easy. It was stop instance, the type is HTTP, and you just provide the URL for the HTTP action, the request method, and everything. You will find it on the documentation. But let me show you some cool things. So you don't need to like just like if you don't like and write the YAML, you can go this action menu and you can see okay why what I want to this workflow to do. So let's say if I want to notify someone, and let me show you the manual get that I was talking about. And so you can just go ahead and see external system apps, and you can just select the Slack connector. So definitely you need to connect your Slack, create some Slack connector. But if you try this, you see it has added one Slack step for you here automatically. So notify that okay, this workflow is till this stage, and then just go ahead and there should be one flow control, and which is wait for the input. So this using this two, you will notify your the human in loop person, okay, your workflow run is still now, and then you stop it. Wait for input is actually it will not go further once your human will approve it. And how your human in loop person can approve your workflow, either using the UI or using some APIs. It's all available, right? So we are almost about the time. So yeah, but this is the quick steps that you can use. Again, there's a whole lot that you can do, and please always refer the Elasticsearch documentation for this. And yeah, I think we are almost at the time. So let's quickly go to the overview. I think yes, we have seen our AWS data, which is only for EC2 EBS only, and then it goes uh, if you can stop and it can actually act on the investigation that we have seen, right? And the safety story is actually because I have been so thoroughly in terms of my guardrails, it never goes and perform action directly. It always asks for the permission, or it always confirms it to us first, then it will take the action. So yeah, I think we are almost at the time at the end, so we are open for the Q&A. If you have any questions, please drop it.
Okay, now it's Q&As. Thank you very much for all the demos and insights. That was really exciting to hear. Actually, I have one, not exactly a question, maybe something you can clarify more. So as now we have the agent AI agents on Elastic. So
Mhm.
why do you think it's better to have using this assistant instead of using because now everybody have ChatGPT, Claude. Yeah,
Right. So if you see, there are two things. These Claude and ChatGPTs are actually not the agents. If you see, I was showing you that it also uses Claude Sonnet model as an underlying reasoning system for the agents, right? So this Claude ChatGPT or GPT, ChatGPT is actually the app. The GPT is the series of the models that OpenAI actually produces. All these are models. You can create your agents. Yes, using your link chains and all the agent creation methods out there. Yes, and but these Elastic agent builder agents are actually natively created to work with Elasticsearch. So if your sole purpose is that, so it's like, see, if your data is in Elasticsearch, you want to perform actions on your Elasticsearch, or maybe out there, but if your context lives in your Elasticsearch, these are the best agents that you can create because those are built natively to work like a charm with your Elastic Stack. That's what like I can say. It's not like that you cannot achieve whatever we have shown using any other agent. Yes, you can, but it's way simpler. It's way better in terms of working with Elasticsearch because you see, we have a lot of pre-configured skills and tools as well, which you need to create actually if you're creating your own agents. So if you want your agents to deal with your Elasticsearch, again, Agent Builder is your way to go.
I see. Yeah, we have one question actually. So what about the cost?
Cost, yeah. So this AI agent. So first of all, you need to be on the enterprise license to use your agent builders, and also right now the for the cost is actually tied with EIS, right? So there is a Elastic Inference Service because this AI agents use the LLMs and in our cloud hosted and serverless, it is coming out of the box. So you have a lot of, if I can show you, if you go here and search for EIS, inference service or maybe models. Machine learning trained models, but yeah, model management, yeah, elastic inference. So you see, in the cloud hosted services or the service, the serverless, these models are out of the box. So you will be incurring the cost by the token usage and everything, and you can monitor actually using your EIS. So it is coupled with your inference services, right? But if you want to use your own models and you want the cost in the, whatever the users token and everything you want to control that, you can always go ahead and import your own model like this. So you just need to select your, let's say, GPT, OpenAI, then you need to perform the API key and all. So for the agent builder feature, you just need to be on the enterprise license, and the actual cost is actually the underlying LLM model that you are using. If you are using the Elastic provided, if you're on ECH and serverless, it will be coupled with your EIS cost, and you can see it in those dashboards. And if you are coming up with your own model, it will be the cost that your model will, cost you based on the token you are using.
Right. Yeah, I hope that answered the questions. Yeah, I think I come back to the agent. So I think it might be better in terms of security's advantage as well, is it? Because it's live inside your Elastic, does it?
Yes.
Or not?
Yep. I think, yeah, it's a good point. If again, the same thing, because if it's in your Elastic and if it's only dealing with your Elastic, yes, it will be a better to have this in terms of security reasons, because you can perform also, as you see, what it can search, you can use the Elastic's RBAC. So yeah, good point,
Cool.
Purvi.
Alrighty. All right. Any other questions?
I do have a couple, but I'm typing it out right now because I didn't think we'd have time. So just give me a second. I can
Yeah.
just ask them out loud. Um, so in another session, can we do a deeper dive on the authorization model? Because I'm just curious, like when an agent executes a workflow, are permissions still enforced by the IAM policies, or are there just two layers at this point, like where Hyperflex manages authorization? I feel like it was partially answered, but I was writing it down too fast to come up with a formal
Yeah.
question there.
Okay, so if you're talking about the AWS authorizations, yes, it's actually how I created it. So it makes a call to an EC2 instance, and this EC2 instance was attached to a role that allows it to go stop the agent, and it was like very simplified authorization in terms of that. Again,
Mhm.
it was a use case where your request goes out of your Elastic infrastructure because I was dealing with AWS. But if you are dealing with your Elastic, let's say if your agent wants to do some transformations on your data, it needs to have the, as I said, the RBAC permissions that on the index. So it will be attached with the rule, right? And you can use it like that.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, all
Um,
Uh,
right.
yeah. Yeah. So I believe, Parvesh, you have to drop out very soon. So I will be closing this. Josh, thank you so much for the question. You can email me and then we can discuss further about the questions.
Yes.
yeah, sounds
All
good. I
right.
have a
Sorry
couple more,
about
but
like
I don't
have
want
to
to waste
close it
everybody's
out, but
time.
Yeah,
yeah.
really,
All
really
right.
sorry for the hard stop, but yeah, it was a fun session for me. Thank you for being such a good audience. And I think, Ploy, you can close it like this. I can drop, but yeah, sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
I
thank you
have
so
a
much, guys.
couple. Yeah, alrighty. Thank you so very much. Before you guys leaving, I have one things would like to leave for you all. So for any Chicago folks, I know that there are couples more. We have the exciting meetups happening. We partner with Elastic, and we will discuss about the AI search and scaling. And this happening in Chicago. So in during the Chicago Tech Week, our CTO and our head of engineering would be speaking there alongside with a speaker from Elastic. So very exciting. And it's a free event. So if you guys would
Oh,
like to join, please feel free to scan the QR code and hopefully we'll see you, some of you guys there. All right. And thank
I'll
you
be
so much.
there.
Yay. That's exciting. Okay. Thank you so much for you guys for staying until now. Again, we're hosting a session like this every month. So hopefully to see you guys in the next session. If you guys have any ideas of the topic you would like to hear, I think Josh, you already shared yours. Feel free to reach out to us. We active on Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Medium blogs. Yeah, stay tuned for that. Alrighty. Thank you guys. I hope you guys have a good the rest of the week. Have a good one.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Bye.